Hi, this is Mary Burke Kelly, and this is for my Level 1 Acutonics students. It's a video on how you can use Level 1 forks to balance and harmonize chakras. And so there's different ways. Everybody does chakras differently. I'm not trying to say that this way is the only way to do it. This is just how I do it. There's different ways of finding out, if you want to, which chakras actually need to be opened or harmonized or dispersed or whatever. Some people use the Fascia Method. In other words, you could actually put your hand on someone's inner thigh, and the fascia is like a netting system that is filled with water, and water has memory. So you can actually ask, like, what is a yes for this person today? So if it's David that's lying here, it's like, what is a yes for David today? And you'll feel a very subtle movement of the right under the skin will either go down to the feet or up to the head, and then you ask, what is a no for David today? And you'll get the other way. And then you can ask questions, and you can ask, does the sacral chakra need work today for David, yes or no? So that's one way of doing it. If you're a Reiki person, you probably have already been trained to feel energy. So some people feel energy, some people see energy. I am a pendulum person, okay? So I actually dowse for the energy. So if you're using a pendulum, if you're a pendulum kind of dowser, just know that you need to program your pendulum. In other words, you need to ask, what is a yes for you and what is a no for you, because the signals will be different for each person. And basically what this is going to look like today is I'm going to go up the chakras and I'm going to dowse to see if there are particular chakras that need some acutonics work on them. And so if there's not a problem, it's going to kind of go back and forth. I mean, if there is a problem, it'll go back and forth for me like this, meaning that the chakra is like not spinning or whatever. But if the chakra is going well, it's going to kind of look like this, where it's showing me, I'm asking to see the energy of this person's chakras. And you can see that if it's going well, it spins. And for me, it spins in a clockwise direction at a certain velocity and a certain arc. We have a cat that's joined us, so let's go ahead and ask to see which chakras need work. And what's great about this pendulum is hopefully you'll be able to see how the energy of the chakra changes by using the tuning forks. The other thing you can do is you can do a full chakra session, like not even ask whether there's particular chakras that need work, and just do them all. And then that way you've done them all. I haven't found in my 5 years of experience that when I'm harmonizing chakras that I need to do both sides. I know there's controversy over that, and some people do both sides for that kind of work. But if I'm the tools that you're going to use for level 1 is you can use the new moon fifth. So basically what that is that's your mid-ohm, and that is your metallic blue fork. So together, that's your new moon fifth. And what that can do for a chakra is it can open the chakra. If it's closed, it can disperse things out of it that maybe have clogged it up. Okay, so that's one tool that you have to correct chakras. And then the other tool that works really, really well is if you buy the Mars and the Venus, which happens to be, your mid-red fork and your mid-pink fork, they give the chakra perfect harmony. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to see if I can find some chakras that need work and kind of demonstrate what these forks do. So I'm basically asking to see, I'm going to start at the earth chakra, which is down below the feet, and I'm getting a circle. I don't know how easy that is to see on the video, but I'm getting a circle. So that indicates to me that the earth chakra is spinning. It's at a fairly good velocity, so it doesn't necessarily need work. I'm going to go ahead and check the knee chakras. I know that that's a minor chakra, but sometimes when they're closed, the person is not able to move forward. So I always kind of check that. And now I'm going to check the root chakra, which is about here. You can see that that is spinning with a velocity, so that's obviously open today. And we're going to go, okay, so now we're at the sacral chakra, and I'm getting my signal that it's not going in a circle, it's going back and forth. So for me, that tells me that that chakra is not energetically harmonized and needs some work. And then, of course, a lot of times when a lower chakra is blocked, your upper ones, see, now we go to the solar plexus, the heart, the third eye, the crown, they're all blocked. So a lot of times if you can remove the blockage at a lower chakra, the energy just flows up to the others. So let me show you, if you were to use, this is just my technique of how I might open and disperse whatever is clogging up his sacral chakras. So I'm going to activate the Om first because it's the lower note, and then the colored fork, okay, because that gives me the interval, that gives me the fifth, right? So I'm going to activate the Om and then the metallic blue, and I kind of go over the chakra. You know, these are vortexes, these are wheels of energy that start outside the body, go through the body, and come through the other end. So I don't have to put these forks down on him if I don't want to. So what I'm doing here is I'm winding with the action fork. The blue fork is the action fork. So I might do that. You can do it over the chakra, and I might do that, wind it, and kind of throw out the energy, disperse out the energy. If you want to do it on the body, we have in your student book, we've given you a diagram of the acupoints that are on the body that end up being the acupoint for that chakra. So in the case of the sacral chakra, it's going to be Ren 4. So Ren 4, Origins Pass, is about 4 of his finger widths down from his umbilicus. So that's going to be about here, all right? And so you can put, I put the Om on there if I'm going to do it on the body, and I kind of wind with the other one. Some people put both of them on there, but I'm a winder because the chakra is a moving vortex, okay? So let me see what we got with that, okay? So I'm going to come up with the chakras with the pendulum to give you a visual again. And you can see that the earth is the same, the knees are the same, root is the same. Okay, now here's the sacral. The sacral before was going back and forth. Now the pendulum dowsing is telling me that the new moon fifth, which its action is to open and disperse, it did open that chakra and it dispersed out what was clogging it. So I now have it open. So now I'm going to go up to the next chakra, and lo and behold, the solar plexus has opened because I unclogged the sacral. All right, now I'm going to go up to the heart, and we have a problem at the heart. Okay, so the heart is either neutral or it's rotating backwards, or there's something going on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same kind of technique over the heart chakra. I'm going to use my new moon fifth. I have the head of the vibrating head of the blue fork is pointed down and winding around the Om. And if I want to, I can put the Om down here if you want to do that, okay? Doesn't matter, but I do it up in the air because chakras aren't really necessarily on the body. They go through the body. Okay, so let me see what I have now. There's earth, knees, root, sacral, solar plexus. Okay, so now I have the heart open, all right? And I come up, but the throat is closed, okay? Or something's going on with the throat. I'm not getting my circle over the throat chakra, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I could go through all of these with New Moon Fifth, but one of the things that I find is you can either do this in layers. In other words, you can use New Moon Fifth first and then follow with Mars and Venus, or a lot of times in my practice, because I'm making this part of a full session, I'm cutting down on time and I'll come in with the Mars and Venus just to begin with, because let me show you what Mars and Venus will do for the sake of time on this, all right? So let me come up with Mars and Venus, and remember, we're up at the throat chakra because that's what's kind of closed right now, or something's with it. The velocity isn't good, it's going backwards, it needs work. So you're going to activate the red fork first because it's the lower note, and then activate the pink fork, and that gives you the perfect fifth that we want with Mars and Venus. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to point the Mars down, and I'm going to circle with the pink, but you know what? It doesn't matter. You could, if you want to, you could point the pink down and circle with the Mars, because Mars is more yang and it's more active, okay? So I'm winding and kind of bringing the energy out here, okay? So let's see what that did, because we used something that's giving it perfect harmony, perfect yin-yang. So we'll start at the earth. And I don't know if you can see this on the video, but the arc and the spin, the velocity of the earth chakra just got really big from doing that, all right? Because these chakras are all interconnected, all part of your microcosmic orbit, all part of the three treasures, all right? The knees velocity is much bigger. Okay, come up to the root. Here's the root. Here's the sacral chakra. Come up to the solar plexus. Come up to the heart. Now see how big the heart got? I don't know if you can see that, but the heart chakra has really expanded its size, its velocity, its spin. It's going really well since I did Mars and Venus on the throat. All right, so we're going to come up to the throat. Here's the throat. It looks really good compared to when I wasn't getting any spin on it at all. And now I'm going to come up to the third eye. The third eye is open and it's going pretty well. And I'm going to come up to the crown. The crown looks really good too. So I find that Mars and Venus works just excellent on the chakras. It's really my go-to for chakras. And if you want to do upper chakras, you know, there's chakras above the head, you can do them too. So that's a very simple little quick thing that you can do for somebody. And what you'll find is sometimes when the chakras are not harmonized, they can either have physical symptoms that end up clearing up. It's not unusual to have a lot of drainage in the throat, or you know, a sore throat or this or that. And if you can open and harmonize that chakra, the physical symptoms can get a lot better, or even go away. Also, emotional stuff really clears up a lot of times. People who have anxiety and stuff or whatever, if you're do the heart chakra, and you'll find out that that can let up. Digestive stuff sometimes I find lets up when it's down here at the sacral or the solar plexus. So that's a quick, easy chakra lesson, something that you can do with your level 1 forks.